In this video I'm going to show you the cook set that I use. It's really light and it packs down nice and small. So to start off, this is the setup I use when I want to have a cup of tea. I bring this hiking mostly. I have a 350ml titanium pot from Lixada. I have a little stainless steel pot stand. I believe it's also from Lixada. And I have a cigarette lighter. Now I don't use a cigarette lighter. I would rather use fire steel. I just find them much more reliable. They're nicer to use. I don't rate lighters at all. They run out of gas. Any bits of dirt getting there, they don't work, and the wind affects them terrible. So that's what I use with my cook set. So inside the pot at the moment I have a little bit of tin foil, but I just put that under my alcohol stove. I think it helps with the bloom, and if it ever was to scorch the earth, it'd just protect it. Now I don't think it would, but it reflects the heat back into the liquid of the alcohol stove. That's a little pot grip that I have. These handles get quite hot when it's on the flame. I just have that. Grips it perfectly and it's nice and light. That's my alcohol stove. I always store it in a little Ziploc bag because it does tend to leak. So this is your simmer ring for it. You can move that to adjust your flame. You also use it to put out your flame. It just quenches it. This is the lid that has a little O-ring in it. I'm going to replace that because mine started to leak. I do carry it empty. It's really nice. It's brass. They're really nice to use. If you check out any of my camping videos, you'll see it lighting. It's nice and quiet. They're not the most efficient little stove in the world, but it's by far my favourite. I choose this over gas. I sit it down on top of my bit of foil. These just go together. Just line up the two lines on it. And that just sits on top there. Your little cup then just sits on top. Now you're probably thinking, where do I store my fuel? I keep it in these little bottles. It's a 100ml bottle. That'll pretty much fill this. It'd boil that cup of water 2 or 3 times. It'd cook a full meal on a pan. You can get Nalgene bottles that are probably a bit better than that one. The other thing that I have then is powdered milk. I keep them in these little tubes. You can get these on Amazon. They're really nice. I get 2 cups of tea out of this. Powdered milk, it's a lot lighter than carrying normal milk. It doesn't go off, it's not going to leak, and you don't have to carry it in a flask or keep it cold. So the other thing that you need for this setup is a little windshield. That's just a little light one I have, falls out. Now you can make your own out of a bit of foil and that, and it'll fit inside the pot, but that's what I use. It's really nice, falls up really small, and I just keep it in that case. Now you don't really need the case, but I just keep it inside it. It keeps it nice and tidy. So these will have to go into your bag. Put that into a Ziploc bag just in case it ever leaks. So your stove might not leak, you might be able to store your fuel inside. Just pop it in there in a Ziploc bag. That stops it from rattling around as well. I pop that in there. Put the lid on. Fold in your handles. And then just pop it back in the bag. You just pop that in the side and close it up. Now if you want, you can shove that lighter in the side of it there. I won't because I don't use it. But what I want to show you now is I have a 750ml pot. It's titanium as well. It has a little bail handle on it there. These handles fold up against the side. It's really nice. I've obviously had it on a flame, had it on a fire, so it's not looking too sexy at the moment. It's a great little pot. When I'm going out camping and I want to boil water for more than one person, or I want to boil water to cook a dinner or whatever I need, I can pop this inside there. I leave it in the bag so that it doesn't rattle about. I just get my lid, pop that on there, and I get my bag. Just tighten that up. Now that'll be your cook set there. I use the fire steel. I have the windshield. It's not very big. I have a Jetboil Minimo that's much bigger than that. So that's just the cook set that I use. I know it's probably not the smallest it could be, but it's what I use. It's really good. I love the alcohol stove. The stove isn't going to be as efficient as a gas one would. It's not going to be as good in high wind, but I absolutely love this stove. I love the flame. It's nice and quiet. It's really nice to light it. The brass is fantastic, and yeah, I just love it. I have a Jetboil Minimo. That's a fantastic stove, but it's really bulky. the gas canister with it as well doesn't fit inside the canister, so this packs down a lot smaller than that does. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. I'll be putting up a new video each week. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.